What's up, guys? Eli here, back for a couple things. We're going to talk about the Friday the 13th Culturefly collector box that I picked up today. Just kind of wanted to give you guys a rundown in case anyone was considering picking themselves up one. I'm also going to just kind of breeze through all the movies I've been watching lately. I've just been in a Jason mood lately. I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th franchise. Just about to watch one of the worst movies in said franchise tonight. Yeah, I was at Walmart today. Picked this guy up, this collector's box. Now, first off, this thing was normally priced at $25. I wouldn't have chanced it for $25, so I'm just going to throw that out there. I paid a fraction of that, so I'm a nerd. I know I said I'm going to stop doing like toy videos and stuff like that, but I'm just a dork for pop culture, and I'm going to keep that up on this channel. I mean, to me, this channel is as horror based as it is anything else. So anything horror based, I'm gonna keep doing as long as I'm enjoying it. So, anyways, Friday the 13th collector's box from Culturefly. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Culturefly before, so it looked like that. I love the graphics. As soon as I was, I didn't even know this thing existed. Walked past it, like I said, at Walmart. So what's inside the box? As you can see. Got a duffel bag, a hat, a COVID mask thing, a vinyl decal, and what is a challenge coin? Am I just old and out of touch? I don't know what a challenge coin is whatsoever. So, let's take this thing open. Yes, I've already taken this shit out and gone through it. I just kind of wanted to leave it in there and show you guys. So, first off, I mainly bought this for the hat. As you know, I'm a hat guy. The hat's decent. It's not going to get a lot of wear from me. Okay, here's the hat. Pretty cool. It is good quality. The hockey mask patch on there is nice. It's thick, blood splatter on the brim, netted trucker hat. It's a nice hat. I wish they hadn't shoved it in the box, because now, at least mine, has folds in it. Anyone that wears hats like I do, these folds. Once you get folds, creases in your hat, it doesn't come out. That's going to be like that forever now. And also, I'm not going to put it on my head, but it's a little bit small. It's a little bit, and I have a small head. It is a little bit short on my head, just a tad, not a lot. It is a one-size-fits-all hat. It's an adult-size hat. I think it's just a little short. It doesn't look that good on me. I might wear it on occasion, but it's not going to get as much wear as I was hoping. So yeah, mainly bought the box for the hat because I love hats. But it does come with some other cool stuff. The vinyl decal, I haven't taken it out of the wrapping. It looks pretty cool, though. I'm sure I have a million uses for that. Here's the challenge coin. Can someone please tell me what a challenge coin is? It's a cool coin, I guess. It's heavy. It's in this display case. It's a heavy coin. Friday the 13th. It's got a really cool picture of Jason on the back. It's a cool coin. I don't collect coins of any sort. Whatever. COVID mask. I do, not to try to politicize everything, but I still wear a fucking face mask every time I go inside a store. I'll have a use for that. Last but not least, a duffel bag. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. Duffel bags were a big thing. I don't know. I haven't owned a duffel bag since I was 8 years old. Camp Crystal Lake. It's got cool blood splatters on it. It's a nice bag. I guess you could use this for a gym bag. More blood. You'd probably look like a weirdo walking into your gym like that. But whatever. So anyways, what do you guys think? Worth $25. Like I said, I did not pay that. I personally, I would not have paid $25 for that box. But as far as quality goes, nothing in that box was of a low quality. I'm not disappointed with it for what I paid for it. I paid $25. I might have been a little disappointed, but I wouldn't have paid $25 to begin. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there in case one of you guys were maybe considering getting one. Maybe this will help you. Next, we are going to... We're gonna kind of breeze through all the movies I've been watching in the last couple weeks. These aren't reviews. I'll just give a little, 30-second to 1 minute kind of blurb. So this one I just watched the other night. I quite liked it. I didn't love it, but we're talking about Censor. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. This just came out last year, 2021. Entertaining movie. I mean, I will say it kept my attention the whole way through, which is a plus. A pretty decent movie. I enjoyed it. The acting was solid. I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. I think I've talked about this one already in the past, so I'll just go through it real quick. Not a lot to say here. I got the double feature Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2. Um, so yeah, these Wishmaster movies came out in the early '90s. This was going to be an ongoing franchise. However, that didn't work out. I really, I hadn't seen these before. Like a couple of months ago, I really liked the first one. Just violent, over the top, gory, fun. I had a blast watching it. Number two, not as much. I'd recommend checking it out if you like the first one. Watch that one first. But the second one is much less recommended. The first one, I'd give I'd give it an easy three. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Wishmaster number two, I'd probably only give a 2 or a 2.5. But yeah, definitely check out the first one if you like over the top gore. It was quite the blast. Next, this is I've talked about this movie several times, so I won't go into it too much. But this was my absolute favorite movie of 2021. I loved it. I still have only watched it once because it is a emotionally taxing movie, but I highly recommend it at least watching one time. We're talking about Pig, Nicolas Cage, and Alex Wolff. Um, yeah, absolutely, in my opinion. I hate to overhype things, but I think it was phenomenal. Nicolas Cage is a retired chef, now living out into the wilderness. He's totally living off the grid. He makes a very meager living off foraging for truffles. Oh, it's common that people truffle foragers, truffle hunters, I guess they're called. They will usually either use a trained dog or a trained pig. So Nicolas Cage has a pig. His pig, he ends up getting robbed in his cabin. His pig is stolen from him. Mind you, these trained truffle pigs can go up to $20,000 to $30,000, so they are valuable. And this is about him returning to Portland, Oregon, for the first time in many years, just trying to find his pig. I love the storyline. Personal, being an animal guy, but this movie was just excellent, beautifully shot, wonderfully acted by everyone in the movie, but most notably Nicolas Cage and Alex Wolff as well. Alex Wolff was also in Hereditary, who I didn't actually really like him that much in Hereditary, but in this movie in Pig, he was great. I think that he's a young guy. I think he's got a great future ahead of him. I really hope he continues to get good work and to show us his acting chops as he gets older. So, anyways, Pig. How would I rate this, man? Just since it's hard to give anything a 5. Um, there were a couple of parts in this movie that I think I would have taken out. I'm going to give this an easy 4.5 out of 5 and almost leaning towards a 5. I'm just going to give it 4.5. I absolutely love this movie and I highly recommend you watch it. Out of all these movies I'm going to show you, if you only watched one, watch that one. Let me know what you think. Next, we have from 2015, we have Regression with Ethan Hawke and Emma Watson. This was a good movie. I liked it. It's this movie. It falls into that category that I've talked about recently of having movies that you probably don't need to own. I would just recommend. I wouldn't recommend running out and buying this right off like I did. I'd recommend streaming it or watching it, whatever way you can. It was good. I like Ethan Hawke. His performance here was solid, like usual. Yeah, Ethan Hawke he's a detective. He's investigating a young woman who claims to have been sexually assaulted by family members. Not only family members, but other people in the town that they live in as well. This kind of turns into, I don't know if I'd call it an all-out horror movie, but it's got strong horror elements. And this really touches on the satanic panic of the 80s and 90s. I'm sure you guys know what that's all about. If you're not familiar with the satanic panic, just Google it. It'll be a fun trip. Just because it was kind of centered, this movie centered around the satanic panic. That's a really cool idea. Um, The movie could have been a little better, but it was still good. I don't want to pick it apart too bad. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3 out of 5. We got Arch Enemy. This came out through one of my favorite studios, Spectre Vision. Really liking Spectre Vision lately, and Arch Enemy was cool. I kind of maybe expected just a little more. I hate to say that. This is basically about this guy who comes from a different planet, different galaxy, far, far away. He ends up getting stranded on Earth, where he has nothing. He knows nobody. He has no way of making money, and he's just basically a hobo, getting drunk and taking drugs constantly. He ends up befriending this young kid who you see on the cover there. Ends up befriending him and his sister. His sister's a drug dealer because she has to take care of her brother by herself. She's like 19 years old or something, so she sells drugs basically to make ends meet. She ends up getting in hot water with the drug dealer that she works for, and you got I don't remember his name. You got this guy who basically decides to help them deal with the drug dealer and his cronies. You feel a lot of love between the brother and sister, and you definitely feel for them being in the position that they are. Some cool action, solid acting. Overall, just I think could have been a little bit better, but it's still very good. I would give this a 3 out of 5. Check out Arch Enemy. I'd recommend streaming that before you blind buy it. This next one, obviously, I'm a huge Nick Cage fan. I think I've said that many times. We're going to talk about Frozen Ground. This came out in 2013. Nicolas Cage plays a police detective who is investigating a prolific serial killer in Alaska. This is based off a true story. In fact, I remember this being on TV. I think I want to say in probably the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I vaguely do remember hearing about this. Knowing what I knew about the case, I kind of expected more. I expected it to be a little darker. I think this movie plays it way too safe, and for that reason, I'm only going to give it the acting is good. I'm only going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. I definitely recommend streaming it first before blind buying. I paid $1 for it, so I don't feel bad about blind buying. If you can get it for $1, go for it. Next one we have, this is a recent movie as well. 2017, I thought it was more recent than that. Talking about Life. I had read a lot about this movie being a really cool, for fans of Alien and stuff like that. Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson. Yes, for fans of Alien, I do recommend this. However, I wouldn't recommend blind buying. I'd recommend streaming. My favorite part about this movie is the ending. It has a very bleak and fucked up ending. However, I think most of the movie doesn't quite live up to that ending. It's decent. It kept me interested. I wasn't bored. The performances are good. The alien is the alien looks pretty good. I think he could have looked a little more scary, but they weren't really going for xenomorph here. I give Life give it a 3 out of 5. I'd say stream it first, unless you can buy it really cheap. I think I paid $3 for it. It's worth $3. I'm probably gonna get at least maybe one more watch out of it. This is probably my second favorite movie out of this stack. This is a recent movie as well. This is from 2021, talking about Saint Maud. I absolutely loved this movie. Holy shit! It's an A24 film. I've been liking what they've been doing lately. Loved it. This movie is about a girl who she is a caregiver. She works in the medical field. It doesn't ever say what happened, but it hints at something went down. She might have been responsible for the death of maybe a client in the past. She's done her best to move on, move to a different city, and just doing less intensive care type stuff, but just kind of basic caregiving. In that time, at some point, she starts to become very religious. She starts to get way too attached to her client, and she starts to become delusional, and she truly believes that she's a saint and that she is going to save her client's life through Christianity. Um, wow. I mean, wow. Just check out Saint Maud. I'd say blind buy it if that sounds good to you. I'm blind modded and I totally loved it. One of my favorite movies of the last couple years. So yeah, if you can get it, yeah, blind buy it. Next, The Cleansing Hour. This is a couple years old. It's from 2019. Um, Possession movie, exorcism subgenre. I don't feel like this really. Oh, by the way, Saint Maud. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I just did that. Anyways, Cleansing Hour. Yeah, doesn't add anything new to the possession or subgenre, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, didn't really care for it. It looks decent. It's the acting is okay. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. Cloverfield 3 film collection. I had never seen the two most recent Cloverfield movies. I absolutely loved 10 Cloverfield Lane. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. The Cloverfield Paradox. I didn't like nearly as much. I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5. Um, if you were to blind buy any of these Cloverfield movies, I'd say go for it. I like them all. The first one I absolutely loved. The second one I liked a lot. First one I'm going to give the first one a 4 out of 5. The second one I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. The third one I'm going to give a 2.5 out of 5. Dying Breed. It's a brutal Australian movie from 2008. It's about cannibalism and inbreeding and stuff like that. Yes, it's violent and it's fairly gory at times, but the movie looks like shit. It's terribly filmed. The acting is okay. The characters are unlikable. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Another Spectre Vision movie, The Boy. David Morse and Rainn Wilson. The acting here is good. I loved Rainn Wilson in almost everything he's ever been in. This movie is about a kid who has kind of suffered some trauma. He's been abandoned by his mother. He just lives with his dad. They kind of together. They run a hotel. His dad is um, hurting financially. He's drowning in debt, and his hotel's not making very good money. Maybe he's not the best dad because of all these things, and it is kind of showing how traumatic things like that can really fuck up a kid. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3 out of 5. I expected a little bit more, but it was also pretty good. The Night House from 2021. I talked about this recently. This movie it looks decent. It's acted pretty well, but it plays it way too fucking safe. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3 out of 5. I expected more. I'd say stream it. I would say don't blind buy it, although it is a solid movie. Antlers, also I think from 2021. Pretty good movie, well acted. It looks good. Let's just say this is a creature feature, and the monster looks very good. Um, not, I didn't find it scary, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. I expected a little bit more. I'd say, I'd say stream it. If you blind buy it, I don't think it's a terrible movie by any means. But anyways, that's all I got for now, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did watch this, I'm gonna start working on my Lovecraftian movies part 3 pretty soon. But that's all I got for now. Louis says hello. He's around here somewhere. And thanks for stopping by, guys.